Picture this. You're a homeowner in the DMV, and life just threw you a curveball. Maybe it's unexpected medical bills, job loss, or you've inherited a property you never wanted. Suddenly, you're staring at foreclosure notices, dealing with probate court, or watching your home fall apart while you can't afford repairs. Here's what might surprise you, though. You have way more options than you think, and the 2025 DMV market actually offers some real opportunities for homeowners in distress. Today, we're breaking down everything you need to know about selling distressed properties in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, and I'm going to show you how to turn what feels like a crisis into a pathway forward. Welcome to the video. My name is Daniel Perez. Now let's get started. Let me be real with you about something that affects thousands of DMV homeowners every single year, but nobody really talks about openly. Property distress isn't just about being behind on payments, though that's certainly part of it. We're talking about any situation where your home faces significant challenges due to either its physical condition or your financial circumstances. This includes homes threatened by foreclosure, properties requiring substantial repairs you can't afford, inherited properties you don't want to maintain, or situations where you need to sell quickly due to major life changes like divorce, job relocation, or family emergencies. What's crucial to understand is that these situations often spiral from circumstances completely beyond your control, and there's absolutely no shame in finding yourself here. I've worked with countless homeowners who were responsible with their finances for years until something unexpected happened. The thing that really gets me fired up about this topic is how many homeowners don't realize the specific advantages they have right here in the DMV. Our regional market has some unique characteristics that can actually work in favor of distressed sellers if you know how to leverage them. The federal workforce factor creates consistent demand from people relocating for government jobs, which provides a stabilizing force that many other markets don't have. We've got strong cash buyer and investor activity, particularly for properties that need work, because these buyers understand the fundamentals of our market and see long-term value. Even with the inventory increases we've seen in places like Northern Virginia, where active listings jumped 69% year over year by April 2025, we're still operating with only 1.85 months of supply, which is way below the 5 to 6 months needed for a balanced market. This means there's still underlying demand, especially for competitively priced properties. Here's where it gets really interesting though, and this is something that surprises a lot of homeowners. Despite all the headlines about market changes, home prices continue appreciating across most of the DMV. The median list price in the DC metro area hit $650,000 in May 2025, marking an 8.5% year-over-year increase. Greater Washington home prices were up 5% year-to-date. Northern Virginia saw average sold prices rise 3.3%, and Maryland's median sales price increased 2.3% to $440,000. What this means for you as a distressed seller is that your property likely retains more value than you might fear, and strategic pricing can still attract serious buyers even in challenging circumstances. Now let's talk about your actual options, because this is where we move from understanding the problem to solving it. You've got 4 main pathways forward, and each one has specific advantages depending on your situation. First, foreclosure alternatives and loss mitigation, where you work directly with your lender to explore loan modifications, forbearance agreements, or reinstatement options. Federal law generally prevents mortgage servicers from starting foreclosure proceedings until you're more than 120 days past due, which gives you a critical window that many homeowners don't realize they have. In Maryland, you get at least 45 days notice before any legal action, and you have 25 days from receiving the final loss mitigation affidavit to request mediation, which can add up to 60 days to the process. Virginia requires 60 days notice before any foreclosure sale for owner-occupied homes, and Washington, D.C. requires servicers to contact you within 36 days of a missed payment to discuss options. Your second major option is strategic as-is, sales to cash buyers. And this is where the strong investor demand in our DMV market really works in your favor. These buyers purchase properties in current condition without requiring costly repairs or lengthy financing delays. They understand the value proposition and often close in 2 to 3 weeks rather than the typical 30 to 45 days you'd see with traditional buyers. The discount you might accept for an as-is sale often gets offset by avoiding carrying costs, repair expenses, and the stress of managing a traditional sale process while dealing with other challenges. This option has become particularly viable because 25% of contracts in Virginia were cash transactions in January 2025, showing there's real liquidity in our market. The third pathway is probate property solutions for inherited properties, which comes with its own set of complexities but also opportunities. The probate process typically takes 12 to 18 months in Virginia and Washington, D.C., but you can often market the property while probate proceeds and position for quick closing once court approval is obtained. The key is working with buyers who understand probate timelines and aren't deterred by the legal complexities that scare away traditional buyers. Cash buyers often provide the most efficient solution here because they can move quickly once you have court approval and don't require financing that could complicate probate sales. Your fourth option is short sale negotiations when you owe more than your home's current value. This allows you to sell for less than your outstanding mortgage balance with lender approval, helping you avoid the more severe consequences of full foreclosure. While short sales can be lengthy and paperwork intensive, they typically cause less severe long-term credit damage than foreclosure. There's also potential for debt forgiveness, and the Consolidated Appropriations Act extends an important exclusion for canceled qualified mortgage debt on principal residences through December 31st, 2025, up to $750,000, which can provide significant tax relief. Let me address something that causes a lot of stress for homeowners in these situations: pricing and positioning your property for success. Setting the right price feels overwhelming when you're under pressure, but it's absolutely critical in our competitive DMV market. You need to balance the urgent need for a quick sale with maximizing your financial recovery. Start with a realistic assessment by conducting a thorough comparative market analysis of recently sold homes in your immediate area, accounting for your property's current condition and any outstanding liens. For distressed properties, competitive pricing often means listing below typical market rates to attract investors and cash buyers who are specifically seeking opportunities. Here's something that might surprise you. While many distressed properties sell as is, strategic improvements can significantly enhance appeal without breaking your budget. Focus on essential rather than cosmetic repairs. Deep cleaning, decluttering, and depersonalizing the interior can dramatically shift buyer perception. Curb appeal improvements offer exceptional return on investment, with basic landscaping providing 100% ROI and garage door replacement yielding over 190% ROI. Entry door replacement recovers 100.9% of its cost, and power washing the exterior creates instant transformation at minimal expense. These improvements signal that despite underlying issues, the property has been cared for, potentially broadening your buyer pool beyond deep discount investors. Now let's tackle some of the misconceptions that keep homeowners stuck in bad situations. One of the biggest myths is that foreclosure is inevitable once you miss payments. In reality, lenders generally prefer to work with borrowers because foreclosure is expensive and time-consuming for them too. Maryland, Virginia, and D.C. all have specific timelines and requirements that give you opportunities to negotiate alternatives. Another misconception is that as-is sales mean accepting rock-bottom prices. In our current DMV market, with its underlying demand and investor activity, properly positioned as-is properties can achieve fair market value for their condition. The key is understanding what fair market value means in your specific circumstances. People also think probate properties are impossible to sell efficiently, but that's not true if you work with the right team. Cash buyers and investors who specialize in probate understand the timelines and legal requirements, and they're not deterred by the process. Some homeowners believe short sales destroy your credit forever, but they typically cause less damage than foreclosure and allow for faster credit recovery. The most dangerous misconception is that you have to handle these situations alone. The DMV region has a comprehensive network of HUD-approved housing counselors, legal aid organizations, and specialized real estate professionals who understand distressed property sales. Here's what you need to do right now if you're facing any of these situations. First, contact your mortgage lender immediately if you're experiencing financial hardship. Never ignore their communications because early engagement shows good faith and unlocks solutions that aren't available once legal proceedings begin. Simultaneously, connect with a HUD-approved housing counselor for free, unbiased advice. In Washington, D.C., call the Foreclosure Prevention Hotline at 202-265-2255. In Maryland, use the Maryland Hope Counseling Network hotline at 877-462-7555. Virginia Housing provides a borrower's assistance program with specialized guidance for your situation. Get a detailed, hyper-local market analysis from a real estate professional who specializes in distressed properties. The DMV market varies significantly by neighborhood, and accurate local data is essential for competitive pricing that attracts serious buyers. Consider selling to cash buyers or real estate investors who can close quickly without financing contingencies. This provides speed and certainty that can be invaluable when you're facing financial pressure. Practice complete transparency by properly disclosing all known property defects and issues. This builds trust with potential buyers and can expedite sales by setting realistic expectations from the beginning. Let me leave you with this. Selling a distressed property in the DMV's 2025 market is challenging, but it offers genuine opportunities for successful resolution. The market retains underlying demand and price appreciation in many segments, meaning strategic, informed decisions can lead to positive outcomes. You have legal protections, support resources, and market conditions that can work in your favor if you take early action and get expert guidance. The comprehensive support network available throughout the DMV region means you don't have to navigate these difficulties alone. Every situation is unique, but solutions exist for virtually every challenge. What's your biggest takeaway from today's breakdown? Maybe you're thinking, how do I know if I should try to save my home or just sell quickly? That's a great question, and it really depends on your specific financial situation, timeline, and stress tolerance. A HUD-approved housing counselor can help you run the numbers and understand your options objectively. Or maybe you're wondering about the tax implications of different strategies. That's exactly why consulting with both legal and tax professionals is crucial, especially for short sales where debt forgiveness might create unexpected tax liabilities. Drop your questions in the comments below because I'm always looking to create content that addresses your specific concerns. Thanks for watching. I'm Daniel Perez, and my goal is to help you conquer your homeownership journey. See you next time.